I love movies that are true stories, but at the same time, in school I was never much of a history buff, so I'm a little bit torn on the movie that I saw this weekend called The Conspirator. It is based on a true story, but it's very historical. It has to do with the ending of the Civil War and the assassination with Abraham Lincoln and the trial that went along with that. Now, let's get this out of the way right away. This is a good movie. It's not a great movie, not a bad movie. It's a good movie. Will I see it again? Probably not. Was it worth seeing? Yeah, probably. Some great performances in it. McAvoy, I think James McAvoy is the guy's name. I'm not sure on that. Plays the lead and does a wonderful job in it. Kevin Kline is in it, who's, I guess, the war secretary of Lincoln. And he's really interesting in this movie, gives an interesting, fun performance in this movie. And there are other surrounding performances that are very good as well. I'm not sure the gal that plays, is it Robin Wright Penn, who plays the person who's on trial for being in a conspiracy to kill Abraham Lincoln. Whoever it is, she does a great job with that part, although there's not much to do except to be sullen and sad, being on trial for murder, but at the same time, she does a great job with it. My problem with this movie, and what brings it down from being something that I will probably ever watch again, is it feels very much like a history lesson. There is a lot to this movie as far as message-wise and about innocence and guilt and pursuing what you believe versus the foundations of our system and how it works. That was a really confusing way of saying that it's about our judicial system and the ideas of being innocent until proven guilty and everybody having the right to a defense, even if it's somebody who may have been involved in killing the President of the United States. And when you lose those foundations, you lose a lot of the freedom that we have. That's kind of the point of the movie. But the things, even though those are great things, the things that keep this movie from being a great movie are the fact that it feels a little preachy. It feels preachy, and it feels very much like an education, like they're trying to teach you something, like they're trying to give you the real story of what happened at the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Did I learn something? Yeah, I did. I'm just not so sure that I learned it in a way that I enjoyed fully, if that makes any sense. So, aside from being a little bit preachy and a little bit long and, I guess, boring in some parts, there is some interesting stuff going on here, and I guess more than giving a recommendation, I wouldn't necessarily recommend you see The Conspirator. I would just say that it's interesting enough that if you do see it, you'll probably walk away with something for it. And if you are a history person, if you do love history, you will definitely love this movie.